Hi, beautiful friends. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had an amazing week. So today we're going to be doing a little get ready with me. It's going to be super laid back. I'm just going to be chit-chatting about things I've been thinking about the past couple weeks and applying some makeup. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, go grab your makeup, come back and follow along. Or if you're just getting ready, just play me in the background. I have a lot to talk about, so let's just get started. So if you're new or haven't been here for a while, I had mentioned in an earlier video that I was going to take this channel in a different direction. And I said I was going to be doing these kind of videos, once in a while, maybe once a week. We'll see how it goes. Maybe, twice a month. But the story times always went really well on this channel. You guys really seem to enjoy it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a playlist here. I just talked about past experiences. I had a lot, but those are all, I've told all my stories. So I thought, we could just talk about things that are going on that might be on our minds. So if you guys want to talk about something, put it in the comment section. I'll be sure to bring it up in a future video. I just brought down, things out of my drawer, so nothing's really new except a couple things. Alter Ego actually sent me over 3 palettes, but the one I'm choosing to use today is this one here. It's called Midsummer. It is super beautiful, and I guess it's supposed to be a dupe to the ABH Nouveau palette, and I looked online and they are very similar. So I'm super excited to try this out. They also sent over an eye primer, so it looks like this. I'm super excited to try this out to see how much, I like it compared to my one that I love on Amazon. So how I'm going to do this is just like story time. I'm really not going to talk about the products. I'm just going to apply them. And yeah, follow along if you have your makeup in front of you, and I'm super excited. Yeah, and I just want us to talk. And that's another thing, in the comment section, let's just all talk together. I want this to be, a place where everybody can come, feel safe, and just talk in the comments. It could be like, a Facebook, Laura's Facebook over here, where we all just chat away. And that's what I'm hoping. So, I'm not going to ever talk about anything controversial or anything like that. I hope any subject can be controversial, but we're going to try to keep it, friends here. We're all friends. So let's just keep everything as positive as possible. Okay, so let's just get started. And I'll be talking about things I've been really thinking about these past couple weeks. I just can't seem to get it out of my head. And the first one is, that Titan submersible. It just really bothered me. I don't know. Things really get to me though. I just get very caught up in things and I can't stop thinking about, what's happening and the people involved. And yeah, it just really takes a toll on me. So again, that's why I don't watch the news. But this one, yeah, it really took a toll on me. I felt so bad because there was only a 19-year-old in that submersible. And and from my understanding, he really didn't want to go at the last minute. He probably felt something in his gut that just didn't feel right. You know how we get that? But he went because it was, Father's Day weekend coming up and he didn't want to disappoint his dad. So that just really weighed a lot on my head. Really quick, I forgot I do have new brushes, you guys. I'm brush obsessed, I guess, because I'm always getting like a new set of brushes. But this one I found on Amazon, and as you can see, it's like it's a hard case. Now guess how much this was. You're not even going to believe this. I got this for $7.99. It came like this. So these little mesh things are amazing when you wash it because you can put it back on and, it keeps its form. So these alone, separate are, I don't know, they're like $5.99 or something. I hope they're good brushes. We will see. I think I counted 17 brushes, so that is super impressive. Now, they are super soft. They feel, high quality actually, but we'll see if they shed or anything like that. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. Yeah, the thing is, like when I first heard about it, I was just so involved. And it was the first thing that I thought about in the morning. I checked out to see if they had found them. It was the last thing I checked before I went to bed because I just really I really had hope that they were going to find, that sub. I just really did. It just doesn't seem normal for a sub like that to go missing and them not find it because there's just so many, at the time, this is what I thought, there's just so much, electronics on there and stuff to locate them and everything like that. So I was like very hopeful for the first, I don't know, maybe 48 hours that they were going to be located. They were going to, bring them up. But then I started hearing, these guys talking about that it's not going to be so easy to bring them up. I honestly think the only one that was married was the Dawood, the gentleman that was on there with his son. So, okay, really quickly about the brushes. These are working out really well so far. And this formula is really nice on this Alter Ego. I've actually tried other palettes of them way long ago. And yeah, I forgot how much I really enjoy these. And they also have brushes. So I will look into that. I wish they would have sent the brush set, but yeah, no, these are really nice for $7.99. Okay, here's my thoughts when I first saw this. I'm looking at this, that sub, and I'm looking at it strangely because it didn't look like anything we've ever seen before. Not that I've seen tons of subs, but Navy subs, stuff like that. Those are just absolutely huge. But I have seen the ones, because I was really involved with the Titanic when that first came out. I think I've watched that at least 20 times because it just fascinated me. And I had seen James Cameron go down, and I didn't realize how involved he was until recently. But yeah, I had seen him go down a couple times, and that submersible was so different compared to what this crew, 5-man crew, was in. Yeah, I kept looking at it going, that doesn't seem very normal, and then they're going down to see the Titanic, and there's like a window. I swear, to me, it looked like, you had to see the Titanic through a little window like this. And I'm thinking to myself, and then they're talking how much these individuals paid, $250,000. And I'm thinking, okay, they paid that kind of money to go down. They had to watch it on a monitor. And I'm like, well, you can do that at home. A lot of it just didn't make sense to me, I don't think it made sense to a lot of people. That kind of money, because there's so many other options. Obviously James Cameron went down in something that was very, that's what it's built for, to go in those depths. And, he did fine. He had gone down 33 or 37 times. I can't remember how many times he's gone down to check out the Titanic. And so that's a lot of dives, and nothing ever happened. So, yeah, this whole thing has really confused a lot of people, and rightfully so, because it just doesn't make any sense. Apparently this was kind of, that was super pigmented. Apparently this was not a very, you guys, I don't know all the terms, so don't think I'm, trying to be an expert here, because I have no idea what a lot of these terms are or what things are called. But the material that's, was made out of was not meant for those depths, is my understanding. And to be, operated by a remote control for a game system, these were intelligent men. I looked them up, I read about their stories, and these were a very highly intelligent men. Obviously, to be a billionaire or millionaire, you have to be pretty smart. And that's the part that I'm just so confused on, that they would, I don't know, I wonder if they investigated it as much as we have now, knowing, what has happened. So that just really confuses me to this day, that they would pay, first of all, that kind of money to, go down there to see something out of a little tiny opening, and to go into this sub and see how tiny it is. I guess they couldn't stand. There really was no leg space. There would be a lot of questions in my head, and I would definitely go researching more before getting on that kind of sub. Okay, really quick, you guys. I think I'm going to go into this green shade. I think. Why not? Let's just try it. And see how that goes. So far, so good with this palette, I will say. And so far, so good with these brushes. I'm just floored right now. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so the gentleman on this sub, like I said, I had researched all of them. And you had, Navy, specialists. You had men that had broke, or one gentleman, he had broke a world record for traveling, from one pole to the next in lightning speed, basically. You had another gentleman, he was called Mr. Titanic because he had gone down like multiple times, 30s in the 30s, in another vessel. And he actually he was like part of the team that found, it was like 5,000 other artifacts from the Titanic and brought them up. I mean, it's just insane how intelligent they were. The Dahlwood gentleman, he actually was like part of NASA, and I don't know, how involved he was, but like with extraterrestrial beings, they really, were into that. I mean, these are, like I said, very intelligent men that had accomplished so much in their lives and had so much knowledge, into these kind of things. And that's the part that just blows my mind, that they, after, especially the one man, Mr. Titanic, for him to get on that, and compared to others that he had been on, and go, this seems really safe. I don't know. I don't know how they were convinced. You would think that they would have to sell some kind of, have some kind of pitch, I guess, to these gentlemen to convince them to pay that kind of money. And I'm going to tell you what, myself, if I would have walked up to that sub, I definitely would have backed out. I know I would have. There's absolute no way I would have got on that, even not knowing this. I'm paranoid anyway, you guys. So yeah, that's not that shocking. Okay, so what do I want to go into now? I'm really debating. There's so many beautiful shimmers here. Like these three here are so stunning. But with this look and with my shirt, I think I'm going to stay pretty neutral. So I actually think I'm going to put this like on the outer edge here, and then maybe this one up towards the inner corner. So yeah, another story, a very interesting story. There were several people that actually were asked and they did back down. Actually, this adventure, a guy that I watch on TV, his name is Josh Gates. He was asked to go, and he did go and take a look at this thing, and he backed out. So I bet you, they are just like, just so happy that they followed their gut reaction and backed out. There also was another, actually he's a YouTuber here. And I wrote down his name because I don't want to mess it up. His name is Jack Kohler. I'll put his link in the description box. And like his channel's called like DALLMYD. I don't know what that stands for, but he's actually a treasure hunter. And he goes like into, oceans, rivers, stuff like that, and pulls out anything that he can find. And it's actually very interesting because when I heard that, I had to go check him out. And he has a video of him. I think it was very close to the departure of, I think that was the 5th dive for the Titan. But he was on the 4th dive. He had gone to film. They invited him. He didn't have to pay anything. They invited him to come and film this, so I guess people can see or something. I don't know. And last minute, they asked him if he wanted to go down, and he agreed. So he met everybody, pretty much a lot of the people that were involved with this, the last departure. And so it was just very, touching him, kind of going, telling his story. but he went in there. So and something went wrong. So they didn't go all the way down. They only went, I don't know how far down, and they had to come back up. Now, had they gone down, I mean, that's just got to weigh so heavy on your mind and soul, that could have happened. That could have been you. I can't imagine what he's thinking right now. It's just very devastating. Okay, I forgot to bring down an eyeliner, so I'm going to do my handy dandy trick here where I mix some eyeshadow with this AOA, and this is the waterproof eye seal. So yeah, that gentleman, what was his name? Jake. I mean, yeah, that's got to be weigh a lot on your head for a very, very long time. I can imagine, James Cameron. I've seen many interviews with him, and he even said, that should have never went down. And that is the other problem here, that I'm thinking too, is there's really no jurisdiction, I guess, or something out in the ocean. So no one should be able to just build something and take passengers out and do that. I think there's should be some kind of regulation. I mean, if he wants to go down by himself, that's one thing, but to have paying people, I don't care. That's just, I don't get that. It just should not happen. Because for me, I know they knew the risks. They had to sign waivers and stuff like that. And what I'm going to do is just mix this. And I know that, they knew full well the risks that they were taking. But the thing is, you know how much money they probably had to spend to go find this submersible, and how much money they, had to be spent to bring it up, and the research now. I mean, it's just, I don't know. That should not be to where that is, allowed, to take that kind of risk, something to be just go out in the middle of the ocean with paying customers basically, and it's just too risky. And especially since there had already been talk that there was a lot of concerns for the material that it was made out of, and there's just so much that doesn't make sense. I'm hoping now that this has happened, that things will change. And I can't even imagine that poor boy, Dawood, his mom, he had a sibling, and I guess he held the world record of, or one of the world records to the Rubik's Cube. He could do it in like 20 seconds. And actually, he took his Rubik's Cube down with him, and he was going to try to make another record. Okay, I'm going to mix these two. I haven't used my NARS in forever, and this is in the shade, I believe, DeVille, and it's too light right now because I'm self-tanning, so I'm going to add my Indeed, and this is the Nano Bronze Bronzing Drop, so that usually just helps, so to darken it up, to make it close to my skin tone. So I'm just going to put maybe a couple drops of this, and maybe a couple squirts of my NARS. Let me just see real quick if there's like I think I could use this as my brush to put on the applicator, or the brush to put on my foundation. Oh my word. And but there was something else that really got to me. Oh yes, they said, at first, they said it was so fast that they would have not even known what was happening. And that kind of gave me some peace, some relief, that, it was very quick and they didn't even see it coming and all that. So for a while, that helped. Then you hear that there was communication between, I guess, the mothership, the one that pretty much watches over the Titan. There was communication. So for, forget how many minutes, you guys, I think it was like 12 to 20. See, I should have wrote this down. 12 to 20 minutes, they knew something was wrong. They kept hearing loud banging noises, cracking sounds. There was something like they were descending way too quickly, and they were trying to get, the way to, bring it back up, and that wasn't working. So that really weighs a lot on my mind because they knew something bad was happening. And I know myself on a plane, even on a plane, if there's turbulence, if there's something that's out of the, well, turbulence is normal, but I hate flying. But, oh gosh, I had something on this sponge. But if I'm on a plane and I hear sounds or something doesn't feel right, you get that panic. And to be in the darkness of the ocean, where nobody can see you, you can't see nobody, is, awful. Okay, as I'm filming this, I realized I forgot to use my back camera. As I told you guys, I had bought a monitor, which I have on, so I'm seeing myself here and see myself here. Oh, you guys, I'm a hot mess anymore. But anyway, I do want to tell you that these brushes are really nice. They actually worked out really well. It blended in my foundation really good. And I always, use a sponge just to press it in a little further. And I realized I forgot to put on a pore filler. And the one I put, brought down, had I used one, is this one here by AOA. This is actually really nice. I do like this pore filler. So just so you know. Okay, so yeah, there's so many things. So, to know that it wasn't quick kind of really devastated me. As I think a lot of people, I just wish, I don't know, there's so many things I really don't think it's necessary for us to know as much as they let us know. You know what I mean? Maybe things should just be left, private. I don't think we need to know all that. It should have just been left, the way they said, that it was quick and that was that, but oh no, we all have to, even YouTube channels, they have to go and investigate and say, oh no, this happened, and yeah. I just would have much rather thought the other way. Then there was another story that really, there's some things you can't unsee. And I still cannot believe I saw what I saw. And it was over on TikTok. And this really haunts me in my sleep. It was absolutely horrible. I was just scrolling through TikTok, just scrolling away. And all of a sudden I ran into a video, and at first I thought it was a movie, I didn't realize what I was watching because there was no disclaimer. There was nothing. And I'm watching it and I'm realizing I don't think this is a movie. And there's people are screaming on the docks and just horror. And someone obviously is taping what's happening in the water. And it's a young gentleman. He was 23 years old, Vladimir Popov, I believe Popov. I hope I'm saying his name right. Is being literally attacked and, by a shark. And it was a vest. And that's the part that really got to me. And how I didn't look away makes me mad. I'm like, why didn't I just look away? Why didn't I just get out of it? Why did I sit there and watch this? And I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was in complete shock that what I'm seeing. And as I'm watching it, I'm literally becoming, nauseous. And I don't know. It was the worst thing I have ever seen. Thank God they have taken it down since. I hope it's taken down everywhere. I hope it's not leaked somewhere for someone to see. Because if you don't want to see it, you don't want to see it. It's just it was absolutely horrible. And yeah, like I said, it wasn't quick. He was struggling. And I don't even know if I can say this next part without going into a depression, because the most awful part is he was screaming, Papa. His dad was there, and they were, him and his girlfriend were visiting. They were in Egypt, and they're originally from, I believe, the Ukraine. They were visiting his dad, and his dad was at that dock, and he was screaming for his dad, and that's haunting. And I'm sure for his dad, to watch that happen. The girlfriend is there. She probably was the one screaming. I don't know. But there was a lot of people watching, and someone mentioned, can you imagine that being you in those waters and looking up and everybody's just looking at you, and, obviously they're not helping, not that they could, but that would definitely go through your mind as why is nobody helping me, and possibly see somebody filming it. I don't know. I don't know. And what also kind of frustrates me is going in the comments and these, people are saying, why didn't somebody do something? And it's like, what can you do at that point? I mean, this is a mammoth shark, I don't know what they expected somebody to do, jump in and pull this guy out. I mean, it's not going to happen. I sometimes people, I don't know, that frustrates me so much. And it's like, I'm sure if there was something to do, that could be done, it would have been done. I'm sure the dad probably, it took everything in his power not to jump in and save his son. And who knows? I mean, he could have gone into shock. No one really knows until you're there. But I certainly don't understand. I don't know. I've never been in that situation. Now, me, myself, I probably would have jumped in the waters and, gone with my son Kurt, because, that's just a mother's instinct, to do that. And I don't know, maybe that's what they're saying. Maybe he should have jumped in the water. I don't know. But no one knows what you're going to do until you're in that situation. But it just kind of irked me. And it's like, really? I mean, now there was like a boat nearby that, or a jet ski or something. I can't remember what it was. I try to block so much out of my mind, but there was something and it was moving in snail pace. So if anything, that maybe that's what they're referring to. But you see a lot of ridiculous comments over on, Tic Tac and stuff, especially even with the that sub. It's like everybody, all of a sudden becomes experts at what's happening, and it's like, I don't know. It gets frustrating. TikTok, that might be another story time or get ready with me. I don't know about that place, you guys, anymore. I truly don't. It's just, I'll just touch on it a little bit. Like I said, it's great for if you want to go and, look at comedy, animals, stuff like that. But there's a lot over there that's kind of shady, if you ask me. It's just not like here. Here, we're family. Yeah, over there it's clicky. It's, I don't know. I feel like I'm in high school. You know what? TikTok should have stayed what it was when it first came out. The young people should have stayed over there. That should have been their gig. We could have gone over there and laughed at some stuff, but I don't know. I can't explain it. Maybe I'll talk about it another time, but yeah, TikTok is a little, So that's about all that has been weighing on my mind, my thoughts on these situations, and I would love to hear how you guys felt when that all happened. Did you have the hope I had? I think we all did, that they were going to be found. I hope none of you had seen that shark video that I seen. If so, I'm sure you're just as traumatized. And yeah, that was something. It really was. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about why I'm just posting late. I was really getting back on track of posting 2 times a week, but there's been a snag at my work again. Right around the 4th of July, it was the 4th of July because we were going back to work on the 5th. My partner in crime, the one that was out, when she had the cancer, which she's totally fine, it's gone. She never had to go through chemo, anything. The surgery really did its job. So thankful for that. But now she's run into another problem. So she calls and said she was in the emergency room because she had broken her ankle in 3 different places. So she was out, that whole week, and she couldn't go see the orthopedic surgeon till like the following week on a Thursday. She calls me with the bad news that, yeah, she has to have screws, a plate put in, and she's going to be out for a minimum, of 2 months. Now, as you know, I'm going to go see the kids. I already have my vacation plan. I've already taken the time off. My husband's taken the time off. The kids have taken the time off. We already bought the plane tickets, blah, blah, blah. Well, she's not going to be there. And there's really just her and I up front, to do all that work. And I don't know what they're going to do. But anyway, that is why I wasn't able to film. I just was, discombobulated. There was a lot on my plate. And so I was just a little overwhelmed. That's why I didn't film. Just so you guys know, I wasn't just disappearing off the face of the earth. I should have wrote something in the community tab, but I find a lot of you don't even get that. So that's why I just didn't say anything. I go, well, it's only 1 week. I think it will be fine. So I'm going to place that, I think, because it's such a beautiful shade. And I think I'm going to place that on the lower lash line. The weather here in Michigan has just been ridiculous. We really haven't had a summer. So I am so looking forward to going, to see the kids. And that is, we leave August 9th. I'm so excited. It's getting, closer and closer, and I will definitely be filming some footage about that. So a lot to do there. I have a lot of stuff planned for the channel material. I actually have, do I tell you guys? Do I even tell you? But I just sprayed in my mouth. I do that all the time. I'm always spraying and talking or something, and yeah, half of it gets in my mouth. So I do have a couple just interesting things coming up. I think I will tell you the one. Maybe you'll tune in. Or if you're new today, then maybe you'll come back. It's a Temu haul. I had just been hearing so much about this Temu. Let me tell you, that rabbit hole, oh boy, but I'm super excited about it because I got a lot of interesting things, so I'm super excited about that. It's just a matter of filming it, it's just, it's going to be just a little challenging for me because there's some clothing involved and, all that. It's just not the typical this, but that's coming out very soon. And there's a few other things already in the mix, so super excited. We have some exciting things coming up. Okay, let's see. For the lipstick, I think I'm going to use, here's the liner. I'm going to use my Rare Beauty. I forgot I even had this, and I absolutely love it. I brought it out the other day. What shade is this, though? In the shade Wise. Wow, they really hide that. But this is a great lip liner. I love it. It's very creamy and very long lasting, and I do love that it is retractable. See, it just, yeah, this is the kind of lip liners I love. And for lipstick, I'm going to use this one here by BK Beauty. They actually sent me over all their shades, and I did a video on that. And I'll place that link to that video and everything I used today in the description box below. But these are so nice. All the shades were super flattering. I love the component. It has that magnetic closure. Just, I love that. I love that feature when lipsticks do that. But this is the shade here. And it's just very neutral. And with this lip liner, it just goes so well. It's kind of been my go-to combo lately. Okay, so this is today's final look, and I'm super happy with the makeup that I brought down, and I absolutely love this palette by Alter Ego, this Midsummer. This color story is so my vibe. The only thing kind of throwing me off is this lavender one here, but it's got to work somehow. But they blended beautifully, and I love that it had just the perfect amount of pigment. This is a really nice palette, and I'm super excited to try the other two that they sent me. This brush set, this really impressed me for $7.99. I think I will be taking this to Arizona with me when I go. So yeah, this was super impressive. They did this eye look without any hitch. Love that. The only thing was a little, I don't know. I just thought that this NARS had more coverage because I am seeing a blemish, kind of peeking through. But I haven't used it in a very long time. Don't get me wrong, it's super pretty. I love that it does have like a glow in it. So yeah, I just remember it having more coverage. But it could be I didn't put my pore filler on my nose, and my nose is really tricky. So I'm not going to hold that against it. I just thought it just had better coverage or more coverage than that. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you would like to see more of these videos, please let me know. If not, please let me know. You are not going to hurt my feelings. It was just something to try to see if it worked for the channel, but I'm here for you. But I hope you did enjoy today's video. And if you did, if you please hit that like button, it truly does help me out. I can't wait to see you guys again. I love you so much. And until next time.